Right now, here in Victoria, Australia, companies have put up plans for data centres that between them would need about as much electricity as 4 coal-fired power stations produce. And most of those data centres are probably never going to get built. That's worth thinking about because the number that gets announced and the number that actually gets built are miles apart. And once you've noticed that with data centres, you'll probably start seeing the same thing right across AI. I'm Stephen, and this is the AI Transition. And here's what I actually want you to walk away with today. Not an opinion about data centres, but a test. 2 simple questions you can ask of any AI headline for the rest of the year to sort the hype from the real thing in about 10 seconds. We'll build out one very concrete, and there's lots of concrete, local example from right here in Melbourne. So here's the headline. Companies want to build about 9 gigawatts of data centres in Victoria. Nobody really thinks in gigawatts, so that's roughly 4 huge coal-fired power stations worth of electricity. 4 data centres in one state. At the same time, Victoria is closing all 3 of the coal stations it's actually got. Yallourn in about 2 years' time, Loy Yang A and B within about 9. So let's start with the biggest AI data centre. It's a proposed Victorian AI hub at Plumpton, out past Melton, about 30 kilometres from the city, from a developer called Syncline Energy. One project, 2.4 gigawatts. On its own, that's more power than Loy Yang A, the biggest power coal station that we've got, on a site that's also the size of 175 MCGs. That's really big. And it's not the only one. NixDC already runs a huge facility in West Footscray the locals have nicknamed Mordor. That's never a good sign if it's nicknamed Mordor. Amazon's building out one at Melton, Keppel's lined up a site down near Morwell, and in the last 12 months the total power all of these projects are asking for has nearly doubled. So if you read only that, the story writes itself. AI is here, it's enormous, brace yourself, it's a tsunami, etc. That's the usual breathless version. You've seen hundreds like it, I'm sure. The problem is, it's mostly not true. That 9 gigawatt number is a pipeline. Every project anyone's announced, sketched or hoped for here in Victoria. It's not what gets built, probably. So let's narrow it down and keep it all in Victoria. Of all those Victorian projects, how many have actually got as far as formally lining up to plug into the grid? The market operator's first ever count put Victoria's share at a little over 2 gigawatts. And how much does industry itself reckon will really be running by 2030? About 0.7. So 9 are proposed, 2 are actually in the queue, and under 1 expected to actually run. Same state, same boom, and the number shrinks by more than 90% as soon as you go from what's announced to what's actually real. That's what analysts politely call phantom demand. Projects that live on a slide that may quietly never happen. That's not necessarily a scandal, it's just what a young, overexcited, Wild West type market looks like. Now I do have to be fair here, or I'm just doing the same breathless thing in reverse. Phantom doesn't necessarily mean fake. Plenty probably will get built, maybe not in these timescales. This is about the gap and the hype, not a conspiracy. And the system isn't asleep. The companies pay their own cost to plug into the grid. You and I don't foot that bill. They're required to fund the renewable energy that they use. And the market operator's gone from saying nothing to publishing the numbers and writing the rules. So it's not necessarily a runaway train with no driver. It's a big new thing being managed in public. Hold both in your head, the hype and the guardrails. That's the skill. So a fair question, why should a gigawatt argument matter to you? So 2 reasons close to home. Number 1, your bill. If the build outraces ahead and clean energy doesn't keep pace, analysis puts Victorian wholesale power prices up around 23% by 2035. Now wholesale isn't your whole bill exactly, but it's the water the whole pool sits in. And reason number 2, your backyard, sometimes literally. The NixDC site in West Footscray sits right up against people's homes, and the plan is to make it bigger. The diesel backup generators alone reportedly going from 40 units to 100 diesel generators. It was signed off in about 75 days, and the council objected. And back at Plumpton, there's already a petition in State Parliament of around 1,800 signatures just asking for the thing to be properly assessed. So this isn't abstract. it's someone's street. Now, there is a hopeful thread too. Out at Melbourne, Amazon's new data centre is being plumbed into recycled water instead of drinking water, which is a first for Victoria. So one example, not a rule yet, but it tells you which way this could go depending if anyone's paying any attention here. So here's that test that I promised you. It's bigger than data centres. It works on almost any AI headline. So 2 questions. Number 1, what's the pipeline number? The big exciting one somebody's announced. 2, what's the shipping number? What's actually running, actually in people's hands right now or coming soon? And the truth lives in the gap between them. So someone says the AI is about to replace your whole team. That's the pipeline. And it might be true, but ask what's actually shipping this quarter or later this year. Your company announces a massive AI transformation pipeline. Ask what's actually in people's hands, what's actually happened on the ground. So you don't need to panic at the headline. You don't need to dismiss it either, though. You just run the 2 questions. And if you're watching and thinking about this, you're already ahead of most of the room, including the loud people out there shouting the loudest. If you enjoyed that, and if you'd like some more, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And remember, you still matter, at least for just now.